Yeah, hi there. I'm just call you by nickname DJ, and this is Michael, the founder, owner, and the materials writer for all of your lessons at the 7-step system to pass a TOEFL IBT. And you completed, it looks like, the pronunciation pretest for vowel and consonant sounds. And the purpose here is to see what intelligibility problems you're having right now so you can improve your TOEFL speaking score. Alright, so let's listen to your pretest and I'll give you some feedback as we go.
Boat, wrong, grow, honor, over, father, do.
Okay, my first suggestion for lesson number 10 is the O. You need to make that longer, so boat, grow, though, over, so that long vowel sound, you can make some improvements with that. So that's lesson number 7. Now, I will take down some notes. I hope you're taking notes. Every time you do a speaking or pronunciation practice test, make sure that you're taking down notes. And then after a week or so, you will begin to see patterns with your speaking or pronunciation that you need to improve, right? And that's my job. My job is to tell you professionally what problems you're having and then how to get better. And then you do the practice, and then you post more practice tests, and I provide more feedback.
Bat, boat, map, mob, tap, talk, and own, mac, mock.
Notice the word pat, pot, pat. That P sound you need to pronounce with more air.
Bright, brown, broil, lie, loud, loyal, buy, pout.
So still you're not pronouncing the P with enough air.
Gate, get, late, let, mate, met, blade, bled, day, den.
Okay, so lesson 10, the issue here, it's the longer vowel sound. So let's take a look at them together. Gate, get, late, let, mate, met, blade, bled. So you need to make the longer vowel sound a little bit longer than what you're doing. That'll be something that you want to work on over the next few weeks.
Meet, met, pit, pit, lead.
It's Pete, pit.
Lip, seed, sit, heat, hit.
Again, the longer vowel sound you can improve on. So it's, for example, meet, mit, Pete, pit.
Look, Luke, luck, took, tool, tough, good, cool,
Okay.
match, mash, cheap, sheep, feature, fisher, shaft, shaft, cheer, hear, shear.
Yeah, cheer, shear.
Of, half, have, fine, wine.
No, it's fine, vine. So the V sound, you want to produce that with more vibration, so that's something.
Fan, van.
Again, fan, van.
What, wafer, waver.
So be careful of the V when it's in the beginning of the word. That's where you need to improve your pronunciation.
How, habit, who, rehash. Behavior, hate, Batman, bitten, imported, brightening, attract, threatened.
Okay, here you need to work on what's called the glottal stop sound. So you're saying Batman, bitten, or bitten, important, brightening. But a lot of native speakers, we will say Batman, bitten, important, brightening, hat rack, threatened. So in lesson 15, I want you to focus on the glottal stop.
Major, measure, fragile, fragile.
Now you're having some trouble with that second sound in lesson 16. Major, measure. Fragile, Frazier.
Legend, listen.
Lesion. Legend, lesion. Lesion.
Engine, azure. Large, Asia.
Okay, lesson 16. You want to focus on that second sound as in the words measure, Frazier, lesion, azure. That's the sound that you want to practice. Do the practice exercises in that video. You'll notice at the end of each of these videos, in each of these lessons, there is some voice recordings that you can do, or there are some voice recordings, and you can send them to me for evaluation. This is all part of what I offer my students.
Cake, geg, zing, zag, cake.
No, it's cake, keg, keg. A little bit of trouble with that K sound in the beginning of the word there.
Gain, gap, gap, leg, lag, lean, rear, better, luggage, rugged, under, right, light, committed.
Okay, these are okay. You did the L and the R in the flap, not too bad.
Base, base.
No, you definitely need a lot of practice with lesson 19, especially the P consonant sound. You need to produce that with a lot more air.
Flap, flab, cap, cab, lap, lab, bay, bay.
But notice here, let's take a look at the pairs of words that end in P and B. The P is a voiceless consonant, which means the vowel before is shorter, and the P is a voice consonant, which means the vowel is longer. So then, if I look at these two words, I'll say flap, flab, cap, cab, lap, lab. You're saying lap, lab. You're saying flap, flab. But you need to change the duration of the vowel before those voice consonants, and that helps you to speak more clearly. It's pretty technical stuff.
Lice, lice.
Make it longer. Lice, lies.
Sip, sip, zoo, zoo.
No, sue, zoo.
Maze, maze.
Mace, maze.
Eliza, Eliza.
So yeah, I think lesson 20, you can also practice both of the consonant sounds in that lesson.
Multiple, Robert, example, pressure, principle, number, people, philosopher.
Okay?
Volcanism, written, maximum, question, summer, reason, chance, often.
Chasm, often.
Tip, dip.
No, the tip. You need to produce that with more air. Tip, dip.
Cart, card.
No, cart, card.
Tight, tide.
Tight, tide.
Grain, grain. Fat, fad. Team, dream.
You also need to work on lesson 23.
Die, die. Breathe, breath.
Be careful. No, not die, die, but thigh, thy. The key to the TH is to get the tongue in between the teeth. And then you force the air out. Thigh. For example, this word you have thigh, thy. And the only difference between these sounds, the place and manner of articulation are the same. The only difference is the one is a voiceless and the other is a voice consonant. So, thigh, thy.
Teeth, teeth. Through, the, worth, worthy.
Yeah, I think you can also work on lesson 24. So far, I have not listened to your response to the 3 personal experience questions here. And I'm going to give you an intelligibility score here in just a minute using this. I'm going to grade you from 1.1 to 6.0. I'll do that in just a minute, but okay, here's what we know so far. Excuse me. I think lesson number 7, 10, 11, 14, lesson 15, 16, 19, 20, 23, and lesson number 24, you can definitely improve your pronunciation of these vowel and consonant sounds. Now remember, Each of these lessons I just named, there's a video that's anywhere from 10 to 20 minutes long to help you master the sounds in each of those lessons. I have specific voice recording exercises that you can do at the end of each video, and you can send me your practice, your pronunciation practice by email, and I will give you even more feedback with your pronunciation to let you know how you're doing as you study. You see how it works? Okay, now let's see how you answered these Part B questions. This is important because it helps me understand your intelligibility and your overall speaking fluency of English.
I'm a pharmacist by profession. I did my pharmacy schooling in India, and I worked in a college for 2 years in India. Why is it important for you to improve your speaking and pronunciation ability for American English?
Okay.
Yeah, I want to clear my pharmacy exam. So I need a very...
Notice the word Betty. No, it's I need a very high score. So again, like I told you a minute ago, when that V's in the beginning of that word, you need to pronounce that with more vibration.
High score of 26 for speaking. So I need to improve my English speaking and pronunciation.
Okay, so it's not easy to do this. You need to get 26 points on the speaking, 24 points on the writing. The main thing for you is to make it a main point each day to get a lot of exposure to the English language. Whether it means that you're reading newspapers, whether you're listening to the radio or watching TV, make every effort to continually increase your exposure to English on a day-to-day basis. Right? And then you're going to use my course, or you're using my course, so that you can do the pronunciation and the speaking practice, and I provide you the feedback to help you understand your problems, but you also have to do a lot more practice on your own. So together, you and I, working together, I think that you should be able to reach your goal. I think it's entirely possible. It may take a few months, but just hang in there, keep working hard, and you will be able to achieve your result.
What do you hope to achieve in this course? I want to achieve a high score after this course and to write the TOEFL and reach.
And we don't say write the TOEFL. I want to achieve a high score and take the TOEFL exam. We do not write a TOEFL exam. We complete it, we finish it, we take it, but we do not write it. I would not use a word for write an exam.
My ambition of becoming a pharmacist in US. Thank you.
Okay. And remember that the important thing here, it's not just that you want to improve your pronunciation and speaking of American English to get a high TOEFL score, but the most important thing here is you want to be able to communicate with your patients, the people whose subscriptions you are filling. And you're giving them instructions when you give them those prescriptions. So you want to make sure that these people, mostly elderly, a lot of these people you will be working with are elderly and they don't hear very well, which means your pronunciation and speaking needs to be better than most people. Even normal native speakers, your pronunciation needs to be better and clearer than even many native speakers of American English, because you're talking to a lot of hearing impaired individuals. That's the key. Do you see what we're saying? So that's really the main reason you're doing it, and that's what I'm going to help you with. So I'm looking at the intelligibility and diagnostic, the intelligibility scale I use. So high beginner is 1.1, 7.0 is a native speaker. Right now you're not terrible, but you're not great either. I'm going to put you at about 3.8 out of 7 right now. For example, you might say I write a TOEFL exam instead of I take, or I complete an exam. So you have language use problems. You actually have some intelligibility issues that you're trying to work on, as we discovered through this pretest. And these things are putting you kind of in the middle. Your goal here is, my goal is to help you get to this level. of your speaking and pronunciation. What does that mean? If you look under here, you have a barely detectable accent. Your pronunciation is almost like that of a native speaker. You have rare mispronunciations, no evident patterns of error. This is where I want to take you. So remember, for you, you have to help me help you. You're trying to find anywhere from 4 to 6 hours of exposure to English every day, whether it's speaking, whether it's reading, whether it's writing, listening to the radio, watching TV, whatever it is, get more exposure. The more exposure you get in your brain, the more natural your writing and speaking are going to sound, and the better you will perform on the TOEFL test. And that's a promise. All right, so thank you very much for completing this particular practice test. So I hope that my comments will help you to know what you need to do to improve your pronunciation.